growing up, I kind of had some other interesting experiences. So, for instance, just kind of when I was in high school, there was always this notion that all Asians looked alike. And I don't think I look very much like Jackie Chan. I mean, Jackie Chan's kind of a badass, but that's not me. And I remember I was best friends with this guy named Kyle, and he was kind of like the only other punk rocker in our high school, back when like pink hair got you beat up, and we did get beat up. But I remember we were sitting in front of our high school, and this group of kids, I mean, it was kind of a gang area, they just started making fun of them right in front of the school, and no one was doing anything about it. Like 20 kids were saying, you know, why does your mom let you out of the house like that? How could you have pink hair and all this stuff? And finally I was like, look, maybe because she's not stupid and ignorant like you are. That got them kind of pissed off. And they're like, you know, what up, Jackie Chan? Well, yeah, but it's kind of funny because I just pretended like that I knew martial arts, and they backed off and left us. You know, truth be told, I took 1 week of karate camp when I was in 5th grade, but that wasn't going to do anything. But hey, it happened. So sometimes, I guess, in that instance, a stereotype got me out of a little bit of trouble. But it was kind of those experiences, that with the school, with being forced into ESL and saying that I would not fit in, even though I was born in San Diego, not being allowed to call myself an American without having a hyphen in front of it, an Asian, just because I looked the way I did. That to me was kind of a travesty. And so when you combine that with some of those other experiences in high school, I remember I just decided I didn't want to be Asian anymore. I told my dad that I was ashamed of being Chinese, and it just broke his heart. And I mean, I'm really kind of ashamed that I had those feelings, but they were honest because I was just constantly pestered. I still have a scar on the top of my head from when I got beat in with rocks when I was in elementary school. They were sitting there calling me like a gook and a Jap, and I was like, you got it wrong, I'm a chink. But you know, that also didn't help at the time either. But I was just so angry because I was just constantly getting these kind of racist actions towards me that I decided to kind of stray away from it. It wasn't until I got into college that I thought, you know, I do want to learn about my heritage. I want to do something cool. And one night when I was in Portland, Oregon, because I started getting all these movies that kind of celebrated Asian culture, I rented, or actually I bought Kill Bill when it first came out on DVD. And how many of you guys have seen Kill Bill? Hopefully you have. Awesome. So you know what I'm talking about when the crazy 88s walk into the restaurant, right? The music's kicking and they look awesome. They look tough. And I remember sitting there in the living room thinking, there's never any representations of Asians, especially Asian males, where they really look tough and awesome and confident. And I said, there's even fewer in the rock scene, like in the US rock scene. I mean, how many times can you think of like an Asian musician in a US rock band, other than like the one token guy in the Smashing Pumpkins or something like that? It's just not really common. So I remember that night I said, I want to start this band. I want to start this all Asian American band. We'll play dance rock, we'll do a lot of energy at our shows, and we'll try and break some of these stereotypes that people make about us. And so that's kind of how I got started with this particular band. I wasn't friends with a lot of Asians. Portland is not a very diverse city. For the most part, it's like 92% white, I think. So I didn't really know where to find them. I was like, okay, well, I'll post a bunch of ads online, put them on Craigslist, and put them in the local weeklies, and then I printed out posters like this for different positions, and I stuck them up at like the supermarket, the dim sum restaurant. I was like, maybe somebody's gonna give me a call here. But I thought it was really funny because in those ads I said, hey, I want Asian American musicians wanted. And I started getting calls on Craigslist from people who thought I was being a racist for wanting to start an all Asian band. And I was like, well, what about like an all girl band? Is that like sexist? You know, is like an all Christian band, are they being like fascist or something? Is it wrong to request like an Asian actor to play an Asian role in a movie? And you know, for us, I wanted to do some kind of an entertainment endeavor, and wanted to celebrate like a shared Asian American experience where we could talk about our heritage and that sort of thing. And so that was the first time I got called being a racist in this band, but not the last.